Good morning. It's Jeffrey Christian from CPM Group. It's actually Friday, or the 14th of October, around 11:30. We're recording this for release on Tuesday, the 18th of October. We're going to take a slightly different tack today, and we're going to talk about European natural gas supply. And we're going to show you a couple charts that actually come from the Energy Policy Research Foundation, EPRIC. Very interesting things, and they kind of fly in the face of a lot of what the information that circulates about the European natural gas market. We want to thank EPRIC and specifically Max Peugeot. I am proud to say that I've known Max since 1969, 1970. He taught me guitar part in memory of Elizabeth Reed in the early 70s. And he worked with CPM Group as an energy analyst in the Audis. He does excellent work on energy markets, and he produces a thing called the Charts of the Week. And when we saw the Charts of the Week this week, we sent a note to him and EPRIC and said, may we reproduce these in our video, because they're good. And we want to thank EPRIC. EPRIC has been around since the 1940s. It is a not-for-profit or a nonprofit energy research institute. People turn to it for unbiased, accurate information and analysis as opposed to information that might come from, say, the natural gas or petroleum industry. When I was a journalist in the 1970s, one of the first things that happened was the American Petroleum Institute criticized editorial that I wrote about energy policies, probably in 1975. So I kind of wear that as a badge of approval for my energy work that I was doing back then. Max provided this information, and it's very interesting. The shocking truth about the European natural gas supplies is that not all of it comes from Russia, and that Russian supply interruptions and reductions since the war started have been quite different from what a lot of people thought. The red here is Russian natural gas imports into Europe that didn't go through Ukraine. And you can see it has fallen sharply. This is natural gas that goes through Belarus and Poland and through Bulgaria, under the Black Sea into Bulgaria. And those imports, or those exports by Russia, have fallen sharply. These are the exports that Russia wanted paid for in rubles and insisted that Gazprom and Gazprom Bank pay the Russian government in rubles for it. And what you find is that those imports have been constricted. The imports of Russian natural gas flowing through Ukraine have not particularly been restricted during the war. Russia hasn't turned them off, and nor has the Ukraine. It's very interesting to see. Nord Stream, by the way, is a relatively new pipeline system and was seen as an adjunct and to some extent a replacement for existing pipeline systems. It has never been a major route for Russian natural gas going into Europe, never really built up there. So it has been it's been far less important and critical to Russian exports of natural gas to Europe than some people seem to think. Now, if you look at total imports of natural gas into Europe since December of last year, you see that the bulk of the natural gas is liquefied natural gas coming in. And it has declined a little bit, but it continues. The green part are natural gas that comes under the Mediterranean from African pipelines. And it's the second largest source. And then Russian exports are the red and the blue at the bottom. So Europe's probably not going to freeze this winter. We all will be paying more for the natural gas we buy because the natural gas market has become very much internationalized with the rise of liquefied natural gas, which allows you to ship natural gas greater distances without using pipelines than you used to. But it's not a matter of, it's critical. It's a problem for Russia, for Europe, that it's not getting as much Russian natural gas as it used to. But it's not a catastrophic problem. It's a manageable problem with alternative sources that have been in place all along. Markets are made at the margins, and the decline in Russian supplies has affected prices. And it's affected prices worldwide because of the internationalization of the natural gas market over the last decade or so. But other natural gas suppliers are benefiting from market fears and concerns. And they're probably helping foster those fears and concerns through some of the things that they've been saying. And the general mainstream press has picked up on it, and other people who are more fearmongers have also picked up on it. But the reality is that we have a problem with European natural gas supplies, but it's clearly not as critical as many people believe. EPRIC, great group, Chart of the Week. This is their website. Please feel free to use that. And then our research and consulting availability, our website. We'll be back on Friday, we hope, with another video, probably focusing on precious metals again. In the meantime, take care of yourself and take care of others. It'll be an interesting autumn.